remember that when you were 5 or 6.
Maybe.
So that would have been 1941-ish?
Remember?
41, 42.
Yeah, that was when we were.
So where were you when you were 8 years old,
7
Ricky?
years old.
Where were you when you were 8 years old?
Where
Like,
was
where were
I?
you living?
We were living at
Which one house?
What's your question? Which week?
123 Matheson Avenue.
So you were living with
It was
Booby?
a big house. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Really, it had a lot of rooms.
Oh.
We had
That's
a
the
library.
You had a library.
We had
Sure.
infirmary.
Oh, this is
We
the
had a
orphanage.
big kitchen. We had a cook.
Hey,
So
wow.
Ricky, so you were 8 or 9 or in that range, and that's what you remember. Do you remember how old you were when you moved in
Where?
to the orphanage?
Oh, I was 8 years old.
8 years old.
I was 7.
So you don't remember living with Booby and Zadie.
Yes, we did.
No,
A
you
little
don't.
bit. A little bit.
A
Yes,
little
I
bit?
do. I remember one of the apartments.
I know which one you remember.
Yeah, a little bit. Not much.
Right, and so you remember then you ended up in the orphanage in Winnipeg,
Well,
which
we
is...
arrived there 2 days before Rosh Hashanah.
I see. This was where today is the Rosh Pina synagogue
Rosh
was up in the
Pina
north end.
Yeah, they tore the home down.
Which is now a very big native area of Winnipeg.
Yes.
All the Jews have left that part of
Vera and I
Winnipeg.
went back to
Winnipeg.
last time we were in Winnipeg when we went to see Auntie Betty. It was the year before, and we went back to Luxon School and we went in there and we happened to run into the principal, and we told her we had been gone to school here, so she took us around. It's mostly native people there.
Right.
The school's been really upgraded. I mean, it looks bigger. I guess we had a fire escape on the side of the building. Do you remember that? None of you kids will remember, but a chute that you went down the chute.
You mean you jumped
Wow.
You went down like a slide.
We never went in it.
I went once, yeah.
That's Ricky.
And it was very, it was a nice school.
So you actually, when you guys were in Winnipeg, you did a little bit of research. You went back to the Jewish.
Yeah, if I'd known you wanted that, I would.
No, I don't want it, but you read. I don't recall. You ended up in the home because your living conditions weren't that good with Booby and
No,
Zadie.
yeah, no, it was a lot of. My father didn't have a job, and things were tough, and there were a lot of kids
We
that
weren't the
were
only
in
ones.
the home. It wasn't. It was the Jewish community had a lot of families that
They supported them.
they couldn't support their children.
Right,
And so they made the Jewish home.
right.
And there were a lot of kids, because they were farmers' kids,
Jewish.
they were Jewish kids, that used to stay there.
So most
They
of the
lived
kids
there
had
because
parents.
their family lived in the farms and they weren't getting a Jewish education.
Yeah.
We had a Hebrew school there. In the basement there was classes for Hebrew school. You went to Hebrew school every day. And went to shul every Shabbos.
Right.
On
So
the
most of the
third
kids
floor.
had parents.
Yes.
They weren't actual orphans.
No,
They-
not
they-
not
Not
the
till the
group.
war.
Not the group that we were in.
Right.
They were older kids. They had older kids too.
So and
Jacqueline
you.
had a question.
I just have a question. Did you know you were going to the home? Like,
No.
when you were taken,
No.
what did they tell you?
The first thing I did was run away. Then they had to find me.
Not me.
Where did you run?
To the park.
I went to the fire engine.
Who did the park?
No, I went to the fire engine.
To the
That's
fire
where they-
hall?
The fire hall. That's where
Oh,
they
I thought
found
you
me.
went to the park.
No.
Because the firemen that were there.
I didn't know where I was. I'd never been on Matheson Avenue
Right.
before.
Right. Did you take mom with you when you ran?
No, no.
Right.
I get rid of it then.
Right.
She was only 6 years old. When she
No, how old were you then? Were you?
You were 8.
She was considered. She was in the baby ward.
Right. You were in the middle.
I was in the older.
Look at Vera's face.
The older.
Vera was in the baby ward.
Baby
when we
ward.
first came in there.
No, I wasn't. That was
And what? And that was in the early 40s. So what year did you? How long were you there for?
I was there till I was 12 years old. 12 years old.
So another 5 or 6 years.
Four
So do you
years,
recall what
four.
year it was where you left? Do you
No,
recall?
I was 12 years
Was
old.
it? Do you recall the war going on? The
War
Second
was
World
over.
was
Over.
War was over.
just
No,
I'm running
no,
out.
it was
1940.
before
I'm running out of
the war
time.
was over.
What? If
I'm
it
gonna
was
run a memory.
33, you were born in 33.
Transfer
At
it?
12 years.
Transfer
So
later,
it was,
take it.
No,
No, like
she
I'm
went
gonna be
when
in
she
9
was,
seconds.
Eight.
so that would be
41.
41. And she stayed in for 4
Chocolate
years.
water? Yeah.
Right. So that was the
45.
main years of the Second World
As
War.
the war
45.
From 41 to